The Jamie Dyer Show.
Absolutely delighted to be at the University of Chichester today, interviewing Professor Catherine Harper, who is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor at the university. You've been here for a year and a half now. What do you think has kind of changed in the time that you've been here?
So a year and a half has been incredibly busy. Lots and lots has changed, lots and lots has developed, not least that we've also got a new Vice-Chancellor who has been with us for about a year, and both of us have now, I think, got under the skin of the university and got a really strong sense of what the institution's about. So we're right now in a very exciting time developing our new strategy going forward to actually 2025, which feels like some distance away, but gives us a reasonable span during which we can lay down plans, determine milestones, and take the university into its next phase. So part of that period of time where I've been here has been getting to know the institution. Of course, the hard work doesn't go away. Developing TEF was one of my biggest jobs at the very beginning, and that was quite a task. And we were delighted, in fact, to come out as silver award, but actually the top silver in the UK. Which was wonderful for a university of this scale, but a university that really knows what it's doing around teaching excellence and student experience in particular.
There have been quite a lot of developments. Obviously, for me, myself, being an ex-media student here, you've got the new technology park coming in Bognor Regis. How exciting is that for the university?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 100 in terms of excitement, that's right up there. We're really now in the final weeks of getting that building completed, getting the fit out completed, which is a huge task, but we'll be open for the new generation of students coming in September, and that's going to transform the university in many ways. Not only in terms of expanding the portfolio, we're taking in new courses in engineering, product design, mechanical and electrical engineering, but also giving a new home to our media, our creative and digital technologies provision. They'll be together in this excitingly designed building, which is really an engine for innovation. The idea of having all of these courses in a fabulous state-of-the-art building with tremendous equipment and facilities, wonderful new students. In a sense, it's a golden recipe for new innovative thinking and ideas that we can't anticipate in a way. We're ready to be a test bed for new ideas, new developments, and students getting a fantastic experience that will guarantee excellence in their career development.
There's so many things that are going on. I mean, I joined about 9 years ago for a 3-year course, and even just walking around today, the amount of transformation, not just in the building, but in some of the things that are being taught and the way they're being taught has actually changed a lot in that time. Now, you're actually quite a busy lady. You go around doing lots of different things. You've been to different countries as well. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff that you do?
Every day is different. You're right about busyness. So whether we're doing international travel on behalf of developing our international partnerships, or whether we're working on new portfolio development, or indeed, as I was doing over the past few days, getting our access and participation agreement into place for the Office for Students. There's always something for us to be engaged with. That being said, my energy is really only mirrored across the university in all of my colleagues, teaching staff, researchers, professional services staff. One of the things that I've been very struck by coming to University of Chichester has been how much positive energy there is here. And I've worked in quite a number of universities over my career. There's something very special here in Chichester, and that level of energy and belief in the university and its mission, which is about getting people advancing in their educational journey, that kind of passion I find very, very inspiring, and in fact it feeds my energy as I go forward. So University of Chichester, as you've mentioned, in regards to the tech park, in regards to our strategic planning round, and our sense of presence within the UK higher education landscape, that's all very much in development and all very positive in how it's moving forward. But it's a team effort. So from every part of the university, I have a strong sense that everyone is on that mission. So, I was talking to our gardener the other day about just how much work he's putting into our natural environment around us. And that for me is symptomatic of just the journey that everyone's on and the energy that everyone's putting into making sure we're a fabulous environment for our students.
Because, of course, any institution, whether, it's a school or a hospital or anything like that, is not just about one person, but about the group of people.
You're absolutely right. And never more so than here. I can't emphasise enough the team effort that happens in University of Chichester, and how I'm constantly surprised by pieces of effort that are going on in places within the university where everyone is really on a mission to enhance and better what we do. And there is a strong sense of family in University of Chichester, which is quite something. It's not something that I've encountered elsewhere in the same extent. And talking to you, for example, Jamie, as a graduate of our university, I also have a strong sense of that connectedness, that people go out into the world, but there's always a thread back into the university, and we take that very sincerely and very seriously. I'm also aware on social media, as you are too, of just how many people often tweet back about their experience or what they're doing or how much they miss the university, and we tweet back to them about the fact that they will always remain connected to us. So I think that's quite special and something that we'll be working hard to hold on to.
Well, I can definitely vouch for that, and I have noticed that the alumni department has kind of stepped up their connection with ex-students, which I think is quite an interesting thing. It's not something that I've seen other universities do in quite the same way.
Yes, I mean, most universities have a strong alumni association. We're conscious that we've got people connected to us who studied here some long time ago and yet remain incredibly passionate about what we do and really keen to be involved and engaged in discussion. And by the same token, we've got people who have graduated perhaps in the last few years, who are really at the beginning of their career journeys and who have a slightly different relationship then with the university. So our alumni colleagues work very hard to square that entire circle and make sure that we're communicating, we're staying connected. We're also aware that people may jump off the alumni bus for a little while they get their careers organised. But there's a sense that people then come back. We had a recent example where somebody came back and said, I feel quite strongly that I'd like to create a prize. Can you give me some advice on this? And we're on that journey and attempting to help that ex-student help current students. So, to speak again about the family sense, there is an intergenerational aspect to our alumni development that I think is very powerful and actually speaks to the heritage of this university, both in Chichester and Bognor Regis, and that kind of strong sense of mission that comes from, the 1800s, in fact, in Chichester, and post-World War II in Bognor Regis, and the mission in both campuses to better people's life chances and life opportunities.
Yes, well, I know that you've got a busy schedule and I won't keep you much longer. I just would like to know kind of what is the next step for yourself and the university?
So the next step, as I was saying, Jamie, is really moving now into our new strategic period. We're aware, as all universities are, there are huge pressures in the sector, and in a sense planning and organisation is terribly important in making sure that we can weather the pressures, not least the downturn in the numbers of 18-year-olds coming through. We're in a demographic dip, which we will nationally grow out of within a couple of years, but I'm a huge believer in being forearmed and forewarned. So we've put a lot of energy into our planning, understanding our current situation and then understanding where we want to be. So I'll give you an example. We have just launched a certificate in HE in law starting in September, which is a new departure for the university, but symptomatic of us looking locally and regionally. There's a demand for law graduates. We will be developing the whole degree, and we wanted to respond to our region because we owe something back to this area. Similarly, we're moving into greater aspects in the healthcare provision and social care provision, and really keeping our ear to the ground in terms of what this West Sussex region needs.
Well, it definitely sounds like you're doing that with all of the developments and things and everything that's coming up. Catherine Harper, I'd like to say thank you very much for coming on today and talking to us. It's been great to see you once again, and all the best for the university as well.
Thank you so much, Jamie. It's always a pleasure.
The Jamie Dyer Show.